A Yellowjackets theory suggests that the wilderness is a form of purgatory that will reunite certain dead characters. In both Yellowjackets' past and present timelines, many of the plane crash survivors have already been killed. The death of the adult Travis Martinez, Andres Soto, is discovered early on in Season 1. In the wilderness, Laura Lee, Jane Widop, attempts to fly a plane in order to get the Yellowjackets rescued, only for it to blow up soon after taking off. Yellowjackets Season 1's ending features one of the show's most memorable demises when Jackie Taylor, Ella Purnell, freezes to death. From Javi Martinez, Luciano LaRue, drowning in a frozen lake, and Misty Quigley, Christina Ricci, accidentally killing Natalie Scatorcio, the survivors do not fare much better in Season 2. Yellowjackets Season 3 survivor deaths are arguably even more brutal, with Coach Ben Scott, Steven Kruger, and Mari Ibarra, Alexa Barajas, dying in the wilderness, and Lottie Matthews, Simone Kessel, and Van Palmer, Lauren Ambrose, dying in the present. However, the purgatory theory could mean that all these Yellowjackets characters will be reunited. The wilderness is a form of purgatory in Yellowjackets, theory explained. The Yellowjackets' real-life experiences shape their time in the afterlife. Yellowjackets symbol in a tree. A theory shared on Reddit posits that every Yellowjacket goes to purgatory after they die, and that purgatory takes on the form of the wilderness where they were stranded for 19 months. The visions that Jackie, Natalie, Van, and Lottie have all hint at a life after death, especially with teenage Van, Liv Hewson, telling her adult self that surviving this was never the reward. Part of that reward could be the afterlife, which begins in purgatory, and eventually leads to moving on to a better place. Jackie's death vision taking place in the wilderness and in the cabin is an indication of how purgatory can take on this form for the survivors. Everything that happens to the characters during their 19 months in the wilderness is still real and happens while they are alive. The importance of this experience then follows the characters into purgatory, which they perceive as the wilderness. Jackie, Natalie, Van, Lottie, and the rest of the deceased Yellowjackets will presumably wait in purgatory until all of their teammates are dead and can join them there. Yellowjackets' purgatory theory means dead characters can reunite in the wilderness. Jackie, Laura Lee, Mari, and other dead characters can return. If this theory comes true, Yellowjackets Season 4 and any other future seasons could show dead characters reuniting in the wilderness purgatory. Jackie has already returned in Seasons 2 and 3, but only in visions that the teenage Shauna Shipman, Sophie Nalise, and her adult self, Melanie Linsky, have. The purgatory theory means that the real Jackie can return for the first time since her death, as can other characters who have died in the wilderness, including Laura Lee, Javi, Coach Ben, and Mari. The adult survivors who have died, Travis, Natalie, Lottie, and Van, can appear there as well. This presents an opportunity for the teenage and adult versions of all the dead characters to interact, which so far has only happened briefly during a handful of characters' visions. While some reunions may be heartfelt, others will be more complex given the history that these characters share, especially when the remaining adult survivors arrive in purgatory. Shauna's role in Jackie's death, Natalie's role in JV's death, and Melissa's role in Van's death will make these reunions particularly intriguing. The theory explains that Natalie and Van are on planes when they die as a way of showing their souls being ferried to purgatory. This is akin to souls being ferried to the underworld via a boat on the river Styx in Greek mythology. Instead of a boat on the river Styx, the Yellowjackets are being ferried to the wilderness purgatory on a plane, which is fitting given that a plane crash is what brought them to the real wilderness in the first place. Instead of Karen doing the ferrying as he does in Greek mythology, the survivors' teenage selves appear to be the ones overseeing the transition. When Jackie dies, her vision does not take place on a plane. The plane part may only apply to the adults while the teenagers are taken directly to the wilderness purgatory. If Shauna, Misty, Tysa Turner, Tawny Cypress, or Melissa, Hilary Swank, die in Yellowjackets Season 4, they may experience the plane visions too, and when it lands, they will be reunited with all their dead teammates.